let's get this situated here. How's everybody doing on this lovely Sunday? We're back here running with TNA again, guys. We are back again. Let's see if we can get this to edit itself here. Let's see if this is going to cooperate for me. The title should have changed now. We should have gone to showing the activity now. Okay. There we go. Now we're good there. We got the right title. Let's make that smaller. Let's make the chat right here. All right. Cool. So, as we finished up last time, guys, we are on impact number 4 of our save here. If you've missed the first 3 episodes of Impact or the pay-per-view, they are in our last stream that we did. You'll also see them when I post them on YouTube as well. If you want to follow along, we did 4 hours last time. We're going to do about 4 hours this time as well. Try to get that going, see how things work out there. See if we can get closer towards Bound for Glory to the best of our abilities. But we're going to get through a couple days. We have 6 days until our next Impact. We do have some people's contracts that will be running out here in the next couple days, which is what it is, that have signed with WWE. We can't do anything about it. WWE just took them all right off the rip, so... And then we'll go through what's going to happen here on Impact as well. And a quick little review as well on the process here. This stream, the way we're doing it, guys, with this save is I'm showing you literally everything on how I book, putting the shows together. If you were here last time, you saw how that kind of worked out as we get through going here. Who's CMLL? Shocker's trying to leave CMLL. Okay, that's cool. New Japan turned heel. Sasaki, hot property of Dave Bautista. All good there. So we got that situated. We got 5 days till the next Impact. Let's see what we got going. See, the last time we did this, the first few days took forever to get going just because of the so many things when you start a save. Now we're kind of in the thick of it. We're in July. We got through a whole month of booking, so things are starting to slow down a little bit, which is kind of nice because it's not as chaotic. Getting through the days now, building up in between shows and things like that. I do have 4 things pre-booked for this show already. I did that right before we went online. 2 of the matches were pre-booked from the last episode, and the other 2 are our 2 tournament matches for the Tag Team Championships. So I'll get to those as we get to the show. Right now we're just trying to get through a couple days here to get to our show, and see kind of what things, what's going to happen here. We got a lot of time between now and Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory is in the first week of October, so we have 2 months to build that pay-per-view up to the best of our ability. So we have a long way to go to get there. So there's going to be a lot of stories pretty much over the next 2 months that we got to get going here. Let's see. Tony Garea is set to offer a brand new contract in WWE. He can keep him. I don't want him. We got some emails. Okay, that's fine. Yep, Sabu went to WWE. That's fine. Let's see. Nothing else really. Triple Mania was in front of 16,000 people. What was the main event? Okay. I mean, they're killing it. It's Mexico. It's a lot easier for them to. NWA Wildside is rising to tiny now. Okay, they're getting there. They're getting there. There's no one really there I'm running to go get, so they can do whatever they want over there. All right, let's keep going. And throw your ideas in the chat too if you see something you want to do, or if you see an opportunity we can attack here on the save, let me know. I will try to implement it wherever I can if it's the right situation. I know last time someone had mentioned that Matthews and York actually did have a tag team name in ECW, so then we integrated it into our save when Joe Gertner became their manager, and they became his clients, and we changed their name to the Bad Street Boys like they were in ECW. Let's see if we can get the FBI rolling here this time. I know they were feuding with the Second City Saints, Punk and Cabana, so we'll see what we can get going here with those. And then we got to get some mid-card feuds really going here as well. See if that can help our situation here. I'm just going to post as well here. All right. We got that. Okay. Anything else we can try to do here? Let's see. New booker for WXW is Roddy Piper. Interesting. Okay. Nope, nothing to report there. Okay. Let's see what else we can get going here. I know with AJ Styles as our ex-champ, we're in a good spot with putting that together. At least with his setup the way things are right now. We kept him as the first ex-champion. We did change who the first TNA champion was. Instead of going Ken Shamrock, we went Scott Hall, which I felt was, in my opinion, the better decision. As someone who had never won the world title in any of the companies he was in, I felt like it was a good thing to do. Plus, I tried to make it my own and not completely do what TNA did, so. Random incidents. All right. Fabulous Moolah's retiring. Noah's getting a couple deals here. Okay, Noah's trying to get big in the U.S. Caught in possession. That's not good. All right, so Brian Christopher's gone. Vampire Warrior's gone. That's fine. All y'all can leave. Okay. Okay. Nothing really to report there, so that's fine. We got 2 more days, I think, until our next Impact, which this should be a really big Impact rating-wise. I mean, we've been consistently being in the 60s. We should be high 60s, low 70s on this next one. So, got a big main event. Got 2 big tag matches, an X-title match. Should give us a pretty good rating, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. Keep trying to build up our popularity to try to get to that medium status. That way we can put everybody under written contracts. Right now we only got, I think, 10 guys under written deals, so. Try to see if we can build that up, as well as getting our merch sales up with the company as well. What are you yelling about? Okay. Sorry to disturb you. She got one this morning, so don't let her play you.
No, she wants that window open.
Duffy, we can't open that window.
Come on. Go.
Sorry,
I don't have anything for you.
my cat wanted the window open, so she's yelling over here. All right, so we got Brock Lesnar and D'Lo Brown are a tag team. That's a choice. Kane and RVD defeated Team NWO, Kevin Nash and Booker T in a cage match. Okay. What the hell's the Noon Express? Yikes. Okay. Terrible. All right. We got a decision here. Oh, we got Dave Finlay coming in, so we're gonna have him now. And then we also will have Psychosis officially left TNA. Finley's not gonna be wrestling for us. I don't need him wrestling for us. I mean, he's gonna be a road agent. Um, and then we're gonna put him as a trainer. Yeah, we'll put him as a trainer for our people. Yeah, just checking something real quick. I know we dealt with this last time. Okay, whatever. We'll put Finley as our trainer for the men. I don't think we have any female trainers, but we'll put him for them as well for now. Okay, we got that. Is he a chief? Oh, cool. We can put him as a chief enforcer as well. That'll work. Do we have any more locker room leader opportunities? There's a locker room leader. Cool. All right, so Finley got around there a little bit. And tomorrow is our next Impact. Rick Steiner leaves the company tomorrow, so he's gone as well. So we don't have to deal with him anymore. Osmo Dragon will be back in about 20 days. That's good. We'll take that. Okay. Next day. So at the main event of this next Impact, we'll find out who will be the number one contender to face Scott Hall for the TNA Championship. Whether it's going to be Jarrett or Shamrock, we shall find out. Should be interesting. I know with the way we're building up that feud between Jarrett and Shamrock, should definitely keep things interesting for us for sure. Let's see here. Okay. This is taking a while to load this time. I mean, I don't know why. Okay, there we go. We must have some contracts or something coming up here. All right. El Satinico signed with CMLL. I'm good with all that, thanks. New storylines in ROH. That's fine. You can do all that. All right. And Rick Steiner's gone. Cool. All right, we've officially hit our next Impact here. So let's put this show together. I think we're going to open the show with a Scott Hall promo. We're going to go back to Universal for this. We're almost over 500 fans now per show, which is awesome. Booking team, let's spend some energy. Get a creative finish, maybe. Safe bet with Ron Killings, okay. Okay, let's get an angle, maybe. Alright, some safe bets there. Locker room incidents. Anthony Henry has turned up. We'll offer a one night deal. Sure. You can be on the pre show. We'll see if you're any good. Eddie Cologne. Sure. You can show up and hang out. That's cool. Frankie Zarin was fine before the show, putting everybody in a great mood. Dave Finlay trained Alexis Loray, and then he trained Anthony Henry. Okay. Buff Bagwell got into an argument with AJ Styles. Chris Harris and James Storm been getting along. That's because they're a tag team, so that works out. All right, let's get to this Impact. Who's absent? No Daniels, no Ultimo. Okay, that's fine. So no Daniels tonight. So we're going to open like we do usually. Our opening video package, usually about a minute long. Okay. And we'll put all of our big names here. Dusty, Jarrett, Shamrock, Conan, Ron Killings, Scott Hall. That's everybody. Okay. And this can be done. We'll do Dave Finlay for this one. Scott Hall opens the show. Promo. Dusty interrupts. So first part's gonna be in-ring promo. We'll give Scott. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Yeah, man, you doing 04? That's cool. How's that save been going for you, man? I was doing an NWA version of it, of 2004 for a while. Scott Hall cutting a promo on Jarrett and Shamrock. Pretty much him saying like he doesn't care who wins tonight. And then we're going to have Dusty interrupt. Interrupts. Says winner faces Hall next week. So the winner of the one-on-one match tonight will face Scott Hall at the next Impact next week. Doing decent. I've launched Impact. Went away with weekly pages. I run every monthly. Yeah. So that's kind of what I did as well. I got rid of the weekly pay-per-views almost instantly. And what I did was I put us on Fox Sports Net for every Wednesday instead for an hour and a half. Just because if I would have done pay-per-views, it would have just been unrealistic money-wise. So I like this way better, personally. But that's just me. Alright, we're going to open the show with, let's do America's Most Wanted versus the Naturals will be our first matchup. This is part of the Tag Team Championship Tournament that we started last week. We're going to put Conan as the road agent. The America's Most Wanted is going to pick up the dub here. We'll put the Naturals as Keep Strong. Nice little easy win for America's Most Wanted. See, I made myself Jeff Jarrett to get rid of that. Alright, so they've advanced. I do want to get a promo backstage. Hopefully Ken Shamrock gives me something that doesn't suck for a rating here. Backstage promo on match tonight. Yeah. I prefer to just beat Jeff Jarrett just to get rid of that situation personally. Backstage, pre-taped, scripted. Ken Shamrock cutting a promo on Jeff Jarrett and Scott Hall. Alright, we'll give that to Dusty on that one. Hopefully Dusty's skills can make that not suck from Shamrock. And that's the TNA title there, okay. Let's go, let's see where we at here. Let's go into a match. We'll go to a one-on-one contest. And it's going to be, you recognize him? Cool. We'll do Frankie Kazarian. Let's find a heel for him to work. He's gonna work Alex Wright. We haven't really used Alex Wright much, so let's have a nice little win here for Frankie over the former cruiserweight champion. We'll put Jerry Lynn as the road agent for this. Oh, okay, okay. That's interesting. I thought I read that wrong at first, but that's different for sure. And we want a pinfall finish out of Frankie there. Cool. Nice little extra. Okay, cool. So we got that situated here. My next thing I want to do. Trying to get a small feud with AMW. Okay. That's definitely different for sure. Let's do. We're gonna let Aries do a promo. Backstage promo. Prior to X title match with AJ. So we've been building up Aries for a couple weeks here to lead to this match. I think I'm pretty set with keeping the belt on AJ. But this is more or less just to kind of see where we're at with Aries. But as of right now, there are no plans to take the belt off of AJ. Okay, all good there. Pre-booked the match. Yeah, 12 minutes of work for the X title. Yep, Ricky Steamboat's the agent. AJ Styles is going to defeat Austin Aries by pinfall. There's no reason to change the belt off of AJ at this point, so we'll take that there. Is Aries have any aerial skills? Nope, he's a technical guy. Okay. That's cool. So AJ is going to retain the X title there. Let's go. Did I do anything with this yet? Okay. Let's build this up a little bit more here. Backstage promo from Ron Killings. Give him about 2 minutes. Ron Killings cutting a promo. Nothing crazy. Give that to Scott Armstrong. Advance that story. Boom. And then we're going to have Ron Killings in a match. He's going to face a heel. Who we got? Let's do Devin Storm. Right? Yeah, that'll work. No, let's do David Young. I like David Young better. Or Loki. We'll face Ron Killings here. 8 to 10. This is going to be Scott Armstrong. We'll have Ron win the match. All out. Clean win. Mainly, I just don't want to have... Because I already have one screwy finish in the show, so... Oh, and Rachel and Mark have actually been really cool in getting some guys over. They didn't complain about losing. Oh, wow. That's pretty solid, brother. That's how you need to build talent right there. Bagwell. How do I want to do this? Post-match. Challenges. Killings. For next week. Yeah, I haven't had to really build young guys too much yet. We're trying to we're just really trying to get our bearings here with getting feuds off the ground and things like that. But that's a hell of a way to get it going for you, though, man. Okay, we got that. That'll give us a match for next week. And then I want to do Backstage promo. Into these guys for losing. Yeah, see, in 04, I definitely put Steen and Generico together for a while. And then... I think he's a free agent in this one, too. I haven't picked him up yet, though. Johnny Stamboli. Background player. Tony Mamaluke. Tracy Smothers. Okay. Let's get to the tournament match here. That's crazy though. That, like, you had that situation and then he doesn't want to put anybody over. It's kind of hilarious. Let's do 8 to 10 for this one. Give this to Dusty. Christian York's gonna pick up the win. I want him and Joey Matthews to be kept strong here. Punk and Cabana can handle this loss, so I'm not worried. Outside interference finish. There we go. Keep that feud going. Because last week the FBI got screwed over by Second City Saints, and then this week Second City Saints get screwed over by the FBI. Post-match, backstage. He's got revenge. Second City Saints. This will be a quick little thing here. Scripted. Okay, I love when I get spam in the chat. That's fine. Alright, so let's do CM Punk working the crowd. Guido working the crowd. And that'll be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Alright. Let's get a backstage promo. Yeah, it's too early in the save to do that. There's just not enough talent yet. That's kind of where I'm at with this as well. I just don't have the talent to do that yet. Alright, we'll put BG and Conan as a backstage promo here. Just hyping up their match for next week in the tag team tournament. Cutting a promo. Conan cutting a promo. Cool. Yeah, that's the only thing, brother. That's just too early for all that. Alright, let's put Abyss in a match here. What do we got for faces? That's not going to kill us if they lose. What's Jimmy Yang? Still 7 minute. Give this to Steamboat. Put Abyss over. Jimmy Yang, you can be kept strong just so you don't lose popularity. Decisive win from Abyss. Let's see here. Do I want to set up a Jerry Lynn and Abyss storyline? Yeah, let's do that. Jerry Lynn versus Abyss. Post-match, Abyss keeps the beat down on Yang. And we'll just have Abyss. We'll do it for this week, and then next week is where we'll have Lynn make the save. There we go. Boom. And we'll give that to Finley. This will be the start of the feud. Boom. That's another good mid-card, upper mid-card match. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Nah, bro, I don't watch AEW. Unfortunately, and even WWE, I barely catch it now. I also just realized I have like no time left in this show, so I have to adjust some time here. All right. I saw that Sting returned though. I saw that. I'm assuming he's. I mean, there's no way he's doing another match, right? Like that can't be a safe idea. That just sounds like a very bad idea. Okay. Yes. And now we have this match. So this is going to be about a 15-minute match. So I'm going to have to cut time all over the place here. Jeff Jarrett is going to get the win here. I don't think so either. I think that's just very negligent if they were to. 65 years old. Don't need to be doing that. Jeff Jarrett's going to win by hitting him with the guitar. Keep this storyline going. Alright, we need to cut 6 minutes. So we'll start here. Make this, make this 8 to 10. Let's cut this a little to make that 2 and 2. Yes. Alright, we need to cut 3 more minutes. Let's cut a minute here. Let's cut a minute here. Cut a minute there. And we're chilling. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we'll save that. We got some pre-show matches we want to do here as well. Let's see who we got available. So we got Anthony Henry, who is more or less doing a tryout here. We'll have him face Tony Mama Luke. So let's see how that goes. We'll do a triple threat match on the pre-show as well. We'll put Monty facing off against David Young and Devin Storm. Alright, Monty Brown, we're going to keep him as much as we can right now. It's still in the very early stages of his career. I don't want to overexpose him. Okay. Alright, let's run the show. I kind of want to do a creative finish here. Yeah, we'll do a creative finish here. And we're also going to do a creative finish on the AJ Styles Austin Aries match. Yep, AJ Styles, perfect. Alright, let's see how this show goes. We should be in the high 60s if I guess correctly. Alright, here we go. Impact number 4. Alright, pre-show. Not bad, not bad. Alright, got a nice win for Tony Mama Luke. Alright, Monty Brown's now into the 40s. No longer in the 30s for performance, so that's good. Wow, we need to fix his finisher again. I'll fix that after. It needs to be the pounce. Our opening video segment. This is all of our big stars here of Impact Wrestling. So we'll hopefully, as time goes on, be able to change this. A year-long X title run for Monty Brown. Started the reign as a heel, but he'll be turning face eventually before he loses and goes toward... Nice, dude. I might do that eventually. Might put the X title on Monty. We'll see. We'll see. A lot of plans are fluid right now. Great opening segment here. Scott Hall's promo got us an 86. And then Dusty interrupting and announcing that he will defend the title against the winner of Jeff Jarrett and Shamrock next week. 83 on that segment. Scott Hall can still cut a promo in this, which I greatly appreciate. Great way to start the show here. 83 on the promo. Our first bout of the evening got us a 48 overall, 48 on wrestling, 30 crowd. America's Most Wanted got us 49s on the ratings. I mean, the Naturals are right there too, 49 and 46. Both teams have great chemistry when teaming together, so no complaints at all here with the way this match went down. America's Most Wanted gets the win, though. That's kind of what we're setting up here, so good win here, good match overall. Backstage promo from Shamrock, just kind of him being super intense and him doing like his kickboxing under the bag and things like that, talking about the match with Jarrett, saying he's going to get not only revenge on Jeff Jarrett, but also next week he will win the NWA Championship from Scott Hall. Nothing really crazy here. The promo actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'll take a 51 out of Shamrock, no problems there. And about that had decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. Frankie Kazarian defeats Alex Wright in 7-11 by pinfall. Wrestling of 41, crowd of 24, segment 43. That's fine. Alex Wright is not very good in this save, so Frankie Kazarian getting a nice win, though. We're trying to set up our X Division to be very deep, so this is a nice little win for Frankie. I'm 6 months into the file, and my best show so far got a rating of... I mean, that's a good rating, though, man. It's always weird how random shows have the big rating and not the one you expect. We get a backstage promo from Austin Aries, hyping up this match with AJ Styles, saying tonight he's going to prove why he's the best X Division wrestler in the world when he takes that X Division championship from AJ. I love the picture of Aries here. It looks like he's like snarling or something. I don't know. 42 on that promo there. A little disappointing, but he's getting better at his gimmick, so we'll take. Alright, good rating here. And about that had good wrestling and decent match from the crowd. AJ Styles defeats Austin Aries in 9 minutes with a Styles Clash. AJ makes defense number 3 of the X title. Wrestling 56, crowd at 26, segment 62. Not bad at all. Aries a 48, AJ is 63. We use the creative finish here, and the storyline of the X title has advanced and gained heat. Good match here out of these two guys. Just a quick little thing. Nothing extravagant. We'll be getting X Division Championship feuds going here as time progresses, but we'll get there. We get a backstage promo from Ron Killings. He's about to be in action next. Nothing really newsworthy here, just a generic backstage promo from Ron Killings, 51 here. And at about that superb wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, Ron Killings defeats Low-Ki in 7-12 by pinfall with a true conviction. Wrestling rating is 63, crowd of 34, segment of 62. That's a shocking match. Ron Killings a 66 and Low-Ki a 60. Okay, so this was a solid match out of these two. I was not expecting this to be much here, but we'll take that. 62 out of just a thrown together mid-card match. And then post-match, maybe, there we go. Buff Bagwell, a 66. Good. Lays down the challenge to Ron Killings for next week, so let's set that up. Get a nice singles bout for next week as we're building this feud up between Buff and Ron Killings. We're at the very early stages of this, so there's nothing too deep yet on the feud, but hopefully we can get there. Okay, so that's next week. Obviously, Ron Killings accepts, and the storyline advanced and gained heat, so good stuff there. Yeah, the FBI didn't do well in this promo, but that's all right. We tried. We're going to keep trying to get them over as a heel faction here to the best of my ability. Okay, not a great match here. And about that had decent match, but little heat. The Bad Street Boys defeat Second City Saints at 8:26 when Christian York pins Colt Cabana after interference from the FBI. I don't know why it says that, but wrestling of 47. Crowd was an 18, 43 on the segment. Cabana and Punk with 45, 48. York 50, Matthews 44. Storyline has advanced and gained heat with the FBI and Second City Saints. Lots of green here. Joe Gertner did good on ringside. And his new clients get the win in their first match with him as their manager. So that's a little something to think about as well. So the tag division's starting to get some depth as well, which is what we desperately need, is depth on this roster. Post-match, Colt Cabana and CM Punk are pissed as Guido and the rest of the FBI are walking up the ramp. So clearly the FBI and Second City Saints is long from over. So we'll see where that goes next week as we set up more going for that. And everybody's getting good at their gimmick and getting better, so that's good. 54 rating there. We get a quick backstage promo just from BG James and Conan, as they are now calling themselves 3 Live Crew. Obviously, they don't have killings in this. We just have them as together, but they just formed a tag team. They advanced last week in the tag team titles tournament, so we'll see them in action next week as well. 49 on the segment there. I wish that was a little higher. I feel like these two guys would cut a better promo than that. In a decent match, Abyss defeats Jimmy Yang by pinfall in 5 minutes with a black hole slam. Wrestling of 51, crowd of 28, segment of 53. Abyss has got to get better ratings here. 43 is not going to do it. Jimmy Yang with a 59, so at least we know we can put him in matches. Abyss and James Mitchell have good chemistry, which is expected because they were a good tandem before. But we need Abyss to get things rolling here. Post-match, Abyss keeps the beatdown going on Jimmy Yang, which is going to eventually start setting up his first feud here in TNA with Jerry Lynn. But this is just kind of a setup. He's going to beat down Jimmy Yang. 49 on the segment. We get Jeff Jarrett's backstage promo talking about his match tonight and that he is finally going to claim his NWA championship that he felt he was screwed out of by Ken Shamrock on our first pay-per-view where Scott Hall won the Battle Royal. Remember, these were the final 3 in that Battle Royal. Shamrock dumped Jarrett over, and then Scott Hall dumped him over to get the win. So, and in our main event, the number 1 contenders match. In an exceptional match, Jeff Jarrett defeats Ken Shamrock in 13 minutes by pinfall with a handful of tights. Well, that's not how it's going to work. We're going to do it with, he's going to hit Shamrock with the guitar after a ref bump, and that's going to be the 3 count. It was a storytelling match. Wrestling 64, crowd of 63, 67 on the segment. 61 out of Jarrett, 66 out of Shamrock. The storyline has advanced and gained heat, and we did use our creative finish, which got this a bump on the rating as well. Great main event here, and that means next week, even though it's going to be heel versus heel, it'll be for the TNA Championship. It'll be Jeff Jarrett facing off against Scott Hall for the TNA title. I think you can kind of figure out where we're going, but that'll be the main event next week. So that's exciting. Let's see how we did on our show this week. 67 on that last one. 67 on the show. Another high 60s rating on the overall show. Good impact. We increased our popularity in 12 regions, which means hopefully we get a bump in the Southeast to finally get over 500 people per show. Let's see. Don't worry about the financial report. I've already fixed this. This was a boo-boo on my side, messing up with the broadcasting. But I fixed that. Popularity, nope, nothing moved. Okay. We need to get this to at least 50 to be close to making good money. These have all gone up at least once so far, so we shall be good there. All right, that's Impact number 4. Not a bad show. Definitely not a crazy one either, but we're consistently hitting mid to high 60s so far, so no complaints on that. And obviously, as talent, becomes available, our ratings, I'm sure, will get higher, and our storylines get stronger. Our ratings should reflect that as well. Right now, everything is to build Bound for Glory as our big show. So I'm going to try to do as much as I can to make that show matter right off the rip. At least to the best of my ability. Processing WWE hires. Who the hell could they hire now that they don't already have? They have literally everybody at this point in this game that I don't have underwritten deals. Good. Hulk Hogan's going to be out for a few months. That's good. Okay, they did a donation. Taker's now a locker room leader. Figured he already was, but okay. Alright, the show did awesome. See, what's crazy is they're having 700 fans all the way in Australia, but also they're running with Sting, and they're not even using him right, which is so annoying. And I don't think he'll sign with us yet, right? No, he won't sign with us yet. But if and when we do get Sting, that'll definitely help the situation. Dave Finley Abyss is going to be a star in my opinion. Okay. And we got 110,000 viewers, so we need to build that up. So Abyss definitely is a guy that people think that we're going to be pushing hard, and we're definitely going to try to. That's for sure. Okay, I think we're good. I don't see anything that's newsworthy here. No, okay, keep going. So we're now in the middle of July. Ryan, in your save, who's your TNA champion right now? Oh, the Rams are killing the Jaguars right now. Jesus. I know you said you're about 6 months in, so I'm assuming you probably have changed the belt at least once or twice, right? Okay. Let's see what we can get going here on this. We need some talent to come out of either WWE or talent that we can throw on the roster and develop over time here. Jarrett versus Dustin. Oh, okay. That's a good match. Are you kind of having Dustin be the super baby face there? Okay. The Road Warriors can go to them. That's fine. I did something similar with my NWA save where I had Dustin be the ultimate heel, and that he was bringing honor back to NWA. So anybody who didn't showcase what NWA was or anything like that, he would attack him. So like for like 6 months, I had him beating up extreme wrestlers from ECW and feuding with them to stop them, and anybody who was like a crazy high flyer, he feuded with. So I'm assuming you're gonna have the belt drop as well. Also building a new version of Raven's Flock, Raven, Brody Lee. There you go. I what sucks is I love Steve Corino in this game, but he's so annoying to book because he's either loyal to New Japan or he has a hatred of like half of the guys in TNA. So I usually can't use him, which sucks. Uh, okay. Paul London's available. We might bring him in for a spot for a night. Okay, next day, Saturday the 13th. Here we go. I would love to have, if I can get Raven soon. I know obviously he was in TNA pretty, 2003? Does that sound right? 2002, 2003. If I can get him in here as well, that could help me a lot. It's more of just getting guys towards the top of the card that, I don't want to be like that, grab everybody that's come from WWE type of situation, but if I can get it, one or two that could really help us, that would be nice. And help develop that mid card as well. If we can get, I don't know exactly who it would be, but there's a couple guys who I looked before I went live to see when their deals were up that I thought would be big additions if we could score them. So I know Shawn Michaels' deal is up, but I'm not expecting to sign him. So my goal there is just to raise the price for WWE to whatever I can make them pay. Yep, there's the Shawn Michaels one right there, actually. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can just get his money to jump high here. Oh, he won't even talk to us. That's fine. He can just go right back. He's $150,000 a month. That's crazy. Damaged elbow. That's only a few days. That's not crazy. Okay. that's fine. Charlie Haas and Jim Cornette not getting along. That's not nice. The Road Warriors are now in that Australian promotion. Okay, nothing really crazy there either. Nothing really major happening yet. All right. Let's see if we can see what we can do on our next show here. It's definitely going much faster now that we don't have to have a ton of contracts all at once. So this is definitely helpful. That first month is so long in every save. So now that we're finally out of that, we're definitely getting there. I think probably maybe once we hit January, maybe I'll do a developmental. We'll see. Okay. Nothing to really mention here. No. Okay. Because at least if I get a developmental, I can start bringing in some of these young guys to get ready to go for the main show here. Plus, that I could scoop up some of the young talent before WWE swoops in and grabs them all. Like I would love to try to get some of the guys that you have in your flock there to developmental deals and just kind of let them sit there for a while. Just maybe try to get like an Alex Shelley. Pretty much all of Team Canada would be great. Come on. He's joining MLW. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a choice. All right. Cool. We also have our tournament matches, so we need to do 3 live crew. Wait, is that really what it is? Wow, I screwed that up horribly. Because it's babyface versus babyface, heel versus heel. Oops. Let's manage this. Can I switch it? I'm gonna adjust this because I definitely meant to do it the other way. Okay, replace. Okay, can I do? I'm just gonna do this. Let's do Abyss. Place Conan. Let's see if this works with AJ. And then replace Chris Harris with Conan. Place James Storm with BG James. Place Abyss with James Storm. Place AJ Styles with Chris Harris. Yeah, there we go. Now it's better. That's how it was supposed to be. So we got America's Most Wanted versus the Bad Street Boys. Okay. So let's book that. And then we'll have the finals of the tag team titles. So that'll be fun. James Storm versus, not versus himself. There's Joey Matthews, and then we'll have. I know we had them in the Ronald Express here on here, but they're just here to take the L to Conan and BG to try to. There we go. So we got 4 matches ready to go for this show tomorrow for Impact number 5. We're really trying to make every Impact kind of be the best I can with it, where there's no real wasted time, I guess, is the best way to put that. I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can per show. Damn, we're already an hour in on the stream. This stream's going quick. Hopefully we can get someone to debut at Bound for Glory from WWE. That'd be a nice little get. Have a big debut on the first major pay-per-view that's not like an opening of the save. That'd be cool. I don't know who that would be, but that'd be cool to have. Pero Aguero is not re-signing with CMLL. He's 56. That's probably why. Hakua Aijin for Noah. No, I'm good there. You can keep him. Let's see. Chessman staying with AAA. Not jumping at him, but he could be fun. Let's put him as US. Oh, he's not really. Okay. Well, that takes care of that problem. Alex Shelley going to MLW. Good. Get him some exposure. So that's helpful. That's good. He's a rookie, so no reason to try to bring him in yet. All right, so we got Impact number 5 tonight. Let's get this. In 15 days, we get Ultimo Dragon as well. Cool, cool. All right, let's do this next one here. See if we can keep our momentum going here and keep trying to gain massive amount of popularity. Hey, we finally hit the 502. We're over 500 fans now. That's big. Spend. More creative finishes, please. Likely to succeed. Okay. A near certainty. Okay. Scott Hall finish. Okay. Locker room incidents. Let's see what we got here. Who wants to come? Okay, Chris Sabin. Spot on impressions. Dave Finlay ran for... Okay, CM Punk's being a pain in the ass backstage. That's fine. Who we have absent this week? No Jimmy Yang, but we do have Christopher Daniels. Let's go. Actually, that kind of works out because we wrote off Jimmy Yang last week with the attack, so that works out. Okay, opening video package. We'll keep it improvised. That's fine. Okay. 1 minute. Outside the broadcast. Pre-taped. So we got Buff. We got Dusty. Jerry Lynn can be in there. Ken Shamrock can be in there. Conan. BG James. Who else we got? Jeff Jarrett can be in there. And Scott Hall. Cool. Okay, there's that. Put that with Ricky Steamboat. Cool. Alright, let's open the show with... let's do this one. We'll do the 3 Live Crew versus Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. This match is not going to be good, but whatever. Get it over with. Just get to the finals here, which is what we want. We'll just have them stay strong, I guess. There's no harm in fouling that. All out match. There we go. So that'll get them to the finals of that. Let's do... we'll have Scott Hall. Actually, we'll have Jeff Jarrett backstage promo. TNA title match tonight. Yes. So we'll have that. Give that 2 minutes. Backstage pre-taped. Cutting a promo. good there. Let's give that to Dusty. Yep. Okay. Let's go into our next bout, which will be. Let's do a crazy match that we haven't done yet. Jerry Lynn versus Christopher Daniels. Because that'll be a banger. Let's give that to Ricky Steamboat. We are going to have Jerry Lynn pick up the win here over Daniels, but it's going to be a good match. I wish I could give it more time, but this is at least a good X Division match right there. Let's do her backstage with Bad Street Boys. Hopefully Gertner can get these guys over before, because we need to really have 5 or 6 teams that we can have in this background. I'll give this to Conan. No story here. Okay, let's go to the next tag match here. America's Most Wanted versus the Bad Street Boys. I think you know how this match is going to finish. We're going to have them defeat the Bad Street Boys to get to the finals here. But we'll keep the Bad Street Boys strong. That way they don't lose any popularity as we build them up. Post-match. Real Life Crew, Stare Down. Wanted tag titles next week. So that's probably going to be our main event next week, is for the tag belts. More than likely. BG James and Conan. Okay, that's fine. All good things. We had to build a storyline for this, don't we? Yes, we do. Oops, storyline. TNA tag titles. BG, Chris Harris, James Storm. Okay. There we go. Wait a minute. That sucks. That's kind of hilarious so that they won't work a TV show, considering that's what literally they do. Alright. So we need some more backstage stuff here. Let's do best backstage promo. That's crazy though that they only do events. That's kind of, what's their ratings like? Like, are they even any good? Okay, we're all good there. Alright, we're at 70%. We need to do another something here. Okay, let's do a quick little Abyss match. Faces. That's not been booked yet. Let's do. Have him face Danny Doring. I don't really want to bury Chris Sabin, so try to avoid that if I can. $50 pop, and each is $27K per show, and wow, that's disgusting. $27,000 per show. Post match. This. We gotta have this go one more week before we have Jerry Lynn step in. That's fine. We'll give this to Dave. Because I don't want them to interact too quick, because if they interact too fast, then I have no way to, to kind of get that going here. So, our next one, let's see if we can get AJ Styles. Is AJ Styles able to cut a promo yet? Let's see. Okay, let's have AJ cut a promo. Backstage promo. Alright, for all challengers. Dusty announces. Challengers. Let's do it that way. And then we'll do it as a separate thing. We'll give AJ a quick little matchup here. Nothing too crazy. Mainly because I also don't have a ton of time either, so it's gonna be like a 7-minute, 8-minute match. I need a heal. Who could we use? Use David Young. He can take a loss to AJ without any issues. I'll have Jerry Lynn be the road agent for this. And then post-match, we'll have... I could extend to 2 pay-per-views. I'm crafty about it, but since they can sign for 3 months or 2 appearances about... I gotcha. Okay, that's the way you're going with it. Post-match, Dusty announces X Division gauntlet next week to see AJ Styles for title next. Alright, so just to kind of give that. So next week we'll have a little X Division showcase, I guess is the best way to put it. To see who will face AJ Styles next for the X title. Okay. Let's go into this match. Yeah, 10 to 12 works. Let's give this to Steamboat. I want Ron Killings to win by roll-up. Clean win's fine. Flash pinfall. Because that's how we're going to kind of keep this going. Ron Killings create a finish. Yep, there we go. And then I want Scott Hall to cut a promo. Stage promo. He can pop off a good rating here for this backstage. Boom. Like I said, this should be a good rating as well for this match, but I know it's 2 heels, so I'm a little nervous to see what it will come out to. So we will use a creative finish here. Alright, so we'll go Dusty here for this. Titles on the line. Scott Hall is going to be the winner. We'll keep Jarrett Strong on this. Open, all out. Tainted win, pinfall finish. Distraction finish. Ken Shamrock is going to cost Jarrett the match. Interference, there you go. Creative finish. Scott Hall, boom. you go. And advanced storyline. And I should. What's the problem? I don't know why it's yellow. Storytelling. But there's no. I don't understand. Okay. I don't understand why that's yellow. Pre-show match. Let's see. Who didn't we use? Alex Wright. You can face Sonny Siaki. Put Siaki over. I didn't touch any of the Second City Saint stuff with the FBI on this show. We'll deal with that next episode. Johnny Stamboli versus that's fine. And we'll keep these guys strong. I don't understand why this is yellow. Oh, I see. My percentage is too high. I see. Okay, let's do Hall Escapes as champion. Shamrock screws Jarrett over. There we go. I was like, why is it still yellow when I haven't, but that makes sense. Working the crowd. Jeff Jarrett's going to work the crowd. Ken Shamrock's going to work the crowd. Everybody happy. Okay. Dusty's going to have the road agent part there. Oh, I do want to give... I want to see how his promo skills are. Pre-show. And then I'll put him in a match, see if he's any good as well. Try and see if we can start developing some young talent here. Is there any baby faces? Let's do... Put him against Saban. Okay. Alrighty. So we got that all situated now. Let's run this show, see how it goes. Impact number 5. We got some pre-show matches here that I don't expect to do very well with. That's okay. Alex Wright and Sonny Siaki, just kind of a generic little match there. The FBI and Second City Saints. This was just to see where this match would be if I actually had it on the show. So now I know we should be in the high 40s. So hopefully that'll get better, because that's not going to be a good situation. Ken Anderson cut a promo. Okay, so we could use him somewhere on the show. Okay, so he could be useful in our X division, which kind of sounds crazy in 2002. But we may use Ken Anderson somewhere. We're officially over 500 people now for the attendance. Our opening video package got all of our major stars of TNA wrestling. 56 on that there. And we changed it up this week. No promo to start the show, but a little tag match for the semifinals. And about that good heat and decent wrestling. 3 Live Crew defeats Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. 642 and BG pins Robert Gibson. So next week, the 3 Live Crew have advanced to the finals of the TNA Tag Team Championships. Wrestling of 44, crowd of 44, segment of 46, so not bad. The ratings were kind of what I expected here. The chemistry was fine. Nothing to really go crazy over here, but I'll take the fact that 3 Live Crew are now in the finals. We get a backstage promo from Jeff Jarrett talking about the TNA title match tonight against Scott Hall. That he's not thinking about Shamrock and he's only focused on winning the TNA Championship. 54. I feel like Jarrett needs to get better at promos here. What's going on? In a bout that I knew would do well, and had great wrestling and decent match from the crowd, Jerry Lynn defeats Christopher Daniels in 9:54 with a cradle pile driver. Wrestling rating of 57, crowd of 35.63 on the segment. Lynn of 54, Daniels 61. So nice little match there. We had Daniels available, so why not use him? He wasn't in New Japan, so might as well. Good match here. Nice little feature for Jerry Lynn as well. We haven't really used him to my fullest potential yet, so we're just trying to get him where we can. Oh God. We have backstage promo with Joe Gertner's telling Christian York and Joey Matthews that see last week, the first week with me as your manager, and we won. We advanced in the tag team tournament. The Bad Street Boys are coming for the TNA tag team titles. I wish this got a better rating. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's popularity wise, because Gertner definitely can cut a good promo, but we'll look into that. We'll deal with that. In the other semifinals match, in a decent match, America's Most Wanted defeats the Bad Street Boys in 8:27, while Chris Harris pins Christian York with a death sentence. Wrestler rating of 49, crowd of 27, 49 on the segment. So we now have our finals for the TNA Tag Team Championships for the inaugural TNA Tag Team Champions. And next week, the main event is set, as it'll be America's Most Wanted facing 3 Live Crew for the vacant TNA Tag Team Championships. TNA Tag Belts. And then we'll officially have all of our titles set. So that's good. Nice little match there. We'll take. This is just the post-match to set that up for the 54 rating. Abyss and James Mitchell, again, not a good promo. I don't understand. I gotta look more into why James Mitchell is not cutting good promos. He has like an 80 for microphone and charisma, so I gotta look into that on why that's not going well. Danny Doring sustained a broken collarbone. That a boy, Abyss. Way to write him off completely. Wrestling rating of 42, crowd of 26, segment of 40. Abyss defeats Danny Doring and even takes him out of action completely. So that's nice of him. We're setting up the Abyss Jerry Lynn feud over the next couple weeks here. So he keeps beating down people, and even on this one, he literally took out Danny Doring. Oh, can I not even... Oh, I have to delete this because Danny Doring can't do the post-match attack. Wow. Due to the injury. Yes, just remove it. Yeah, it is what it is. Since I lost that, okay. Let's go back to the show. Thank you. AJ Styles. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to push Abyss regardless. We just got to eventually get there. AJ Styles cuts a backstage promo here. 43 on the segment. AJ Styles gets a nice win over David Young here in a non-title match in 5:46 with a Styles Clash. Wrestling rating of 53. Crowd 31, segment 54. AJ, just easy win here. 60 on the segment. David Young with a 46. Nothing really to talk about there. However, this will, as Dusty Rhodes announces next week, will be an X Division number 1 contender gauntlet match where the winner, we're going to find out the rankings of the X Division on who's going to face AJ Styles next for the X Division Championship. 59 on that segment there. And about that had great wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Ron Killings defeats Buff Bagwell in 10 minutes with a surprise roll-up, which it finally got that right. Wrestling rating of 59, crowd rating of 40, and 61 overall on the segment. Buff with a 52, Ron a 66. The storyline has advanced and gained heat, which now we can finally start diving into the storyline a little bit more, now that we have a reason for this feud. And we did use a creative finish, which was successful. So that helped. 61 rating on that. Commentary helped lift the match. Scott Hall's backstage promo. That's a world champion right there. Give me a 75 on the backstage promo leading into the main event against Jeff Jarrett for the TNA Championship. And in an exceptional match, Scott Hall defeats Jeff Jarrett in 12:40 by pinfall with an outsider's edge following a distraction from Ken Shamrock. This was a storytelling match. Shamrock came in, distracted Jarrett, and then also attacked him to lead to Scott Hall to get the advantage, and then hit the outsider's edge for the win. What's going on, Nogi? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome. Jeff Jarrett with 59, Scott Hall is 66, and the TNA title storyline has advanced, and the creative finish helped with this as well. And our post-match is Scott Hall just kind of escaping with the belt, and Jarrett's obviously upset because Shamrock has screwed him over. Oh, really? I'm hoping to at least get them to recognizable. Looking to help people book new stuff, you know? Hey, there you go. That's all you can do. 67 on our post-match here. Let's see how we did on a show rating. I'm a little nervous because I think I'm going to get a too many percentage of matches compared to angles, but hopefully not. Oh, nope, we're good. Our show increased popularity in 12 regions with a solid 65, where we're consistently sitting in the 60s for almost every show, so that's good. Since I had to cut that Danny Doring spot because Abyss decided to injure him. Broken collarbone, that's nice, for 30 days. Cool. Financial report, again, I screwed up on the broadcasting, so ignore that. That's been fixed already financially. Popularity-wise, we gained a spot in the Southeast. We're up to 42. Scotland gained a point as well, since we have a small TV deal specifically just in Scotland, up to 6. So, hey, we're getting somewhere. And that's the end of the Impact number 5. And we got to make sure we got to create the tag team title, since that's going to be our main event next week in Impact. So we got to make sure we have that set up. Nogi, what do you usually book? What's your timeline you like? While this is loading. Alright, so the next show we definitely got to address the Second City Saints and FBI thing. We got to address Shamrock screwing over Jarrett for the TNA title. 92 with a new... Oh, wow, that's aggressive. 1992. That's fun, though. Local to global, pretty much. That's fun. I've tried... The farthest I've gone for local global was I did a 2010 in TEW 2020. And I got through like 2 years offline, which is pretty cool. It was fun, but, it's kind of... Sometimes it's a little annoying, but it wasn't too bad, I guess. Shawn Michaels has extended his deal with WWE. Let's see how much they signed him for. $153,000 a month. Enjoy that. Enjoy paying that. Yep, Danny Doring's injured. 110,000 viewership, so we're getting there with that. We're almost at the point of Ultimo Dragon being back, so that's fun. I look forward to using him. Okay, let's go here. Let's create the tag titles. Where is the good ones? There they are. Tag team. It's gonna be tag. I like doing them as floating titles, just so that way there's no... There we go. Alright, Impact number 6 is in 6 days, so we'll see what we can get going for that one. See if any new former WWE talent become available, or if there's anything out there that can help us out. My most successful file was in 2020. I started as 2020. Oh, wow. Can we get newbies to raise them up? Who are you talking about, West? And successful file. Yeah, that's a 5-year save. That's a long one, man. I think the longest save I've ever done was I did in 2020. I did the WWE. I don't know. People can get fun gimmick. Let's see. We can take a look. Too Cold Scorpio. Sideline for a few months. Buff Bagwell being a problem child. Political nonsense like usual. Oh, a female ROH champion. Okay, okay. I'm trying to think who we could give a fun gimmick like that to. I'm trying to think who has kind of like a crap gimmick right now. I would love to come up with something with like, Sonny Siaki or Mr. Anderson. We could just kind of start him going. We could start. I mean, Aries already kind of has his deal. One of my favorite things TNA did was when they brought in Kevin Nash in like '04 and had him, Alex Shelley, and a couple other guys trying to teach Kevin Nash the X Division style. I know it was so stupid, but I thought it was hilarious. I enjoyed it. Like they would show him how to do like these crazy moves, and then he would just completely do the opposite. Has your tag team changed? Okay, let's see. I mean, we have Alexis Lorraine. Ooh, Tajiri's available. Let's see if we can try to get Tajiri. That'd be cool. What's WWE offering him? Nothing? Wait. They haven't offered him a deal yet, so I'm going to try to swoop in and grab him real quick. Let's do a 2-year deal. Oh, he's a freelancer? What do you guys think? Should I delete the freelancer thing on his profile so he actually will sign a written deal with somebody? Nogi, do you want to do that with Alexis Lorraine? We can use, formerly known as Alexis Lorraine, now known as Mickey James. We can use her. I have nothing going for her, so I'm down for that. Because she has good mic skills, or better than average, I guess. Who should we put with her? I ain't gonna lie. I think I am gonna fix that Tajiri thing. I hate the freelancer thing in this game. I think it's in this. Oh, is it Yoshiro? Yeah. Remove freelance. There it is. I hate the freelance thing in this game, so let's see if we can bring in Mr. Tajiri. That'd be a nice little get. Something different. Alright. We've offered him a deal. See if we can bring him in. Just take her out for a few weeks while testing random teams to see who has at least non-negative chemistry. Just take her out. I mean, she literally hasn't done anything, so I'll just, yeah, okay. I mean, we could put her with, like, the naturals. We could put her with, who else isn't doing anything? We could do... Alright, we'll try a couple of random teams on the pre-show to see if anything clicks. See if we get some chemistry that'll help us out there. Oh, really? Why was he a pain in the butt? Just make sure it's young talent. That's kind of what I'm thinking. The Naturals, to be honest, because they're already a team, and they're really hard to get over. So maybe we can try I think the Naturals would be the best move in my opinion. What do you think? Because that's young talent. I don't really. I mean, everybody else that's young talent at the moment has kind of something already started. So at least that might give us something to do with them. I'm trying to think on if I do somehow get to Jiri, how I would use him. Minus him just be kind of. Oh my God! WWE offered him a 2-year, $47,000 a month deal. There's no way I'm touching that. Why are they offering him so much? Oh, you don't know who the Naturals are? It's Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens. I can't believe they're offering him that. They can keep him for that. Let me show you. They were X Division guys. So Andy Douglas, he's 20, and Chase Stevens is 22. So they're young. They have good chemistry as a team. They were kind of one of those teams at the very beginning of TNA that were very crucial. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd probably use him for the X Division, but not for $50,000 a month. I'm not. Not at where we're at right now. Not with that situation. No way. We're definitely not financially set to be giving a guy like Tajiri that kind of money. There are guys we could give that money to, but I don't see it with Tajiri. Let's see what else we can. Oh. We're almost done with July already, though. We got one more Impact in July here. Yeah. Yeah. There's one more Impact here in July, and then we're officially in August already. Yeah, I guess we could try that. We could try to make that happen. Who's Steven Richards dating in WWE? That's hilarious. Okay. CML's offering Felino a deal. Is Felino any good? He's 38. Not interested. Okay. New team in WWE. Rick Steiner and Chavo Guerrero. Yep, because that's a choice. Paul Heyman and Bruce Pritchard are bonding. Okay. Juventud Guerrero versus Stephanie McMahon. Ivory versus Justin Credible. Rikishi won the Hardcore Championship from Stevie Richards. Let's see how bad their Vengeance pay-per-view was. The main event was The Rock versus Kurt Angle. RVD defeated X-Pac for the IC. That's actually probably a pretty good match. Regal defeats Triple H for the European title. That probably was a really good match. Rey Mysterio defeats Christian. Booker T and Goldust defeat the APA. Trish versus Jazz. Who the hell are the Urban Gladiators? Perry Saturn and Billy Kidman. Okay. The Hurricane defeated Scotty 2 Hotty, Lance Storm, and Juventud Guerrero for the Cruiserweight title. And Lita defeated Dawn Marie. And just a ton of pre-show matches. Okay. Who's next coming out the books for them? There's got to be someone. No, not really. I mean, Diamond Dallas Page, but I'm pretty sure he's injured. Who's running? I love the idea, but I gotta figure out when it'll happen. How much time do you have to do it? Oh yeah, he's not resigning. He's out. Taz is retired, so I can't do anything there. Lance Storm and Billy Kidman could be interesting. I feel like I could do some good stuff with those two. If I could get Rob Van Dam, that could be a game changer. William Regal would be a game changer for us. Obviously, Eddie Guerrero, any of those guys would obviously be too. Yeah. When, how long did it give you to do it? Usually it gives you a couple months, right? Typically. Yeah, you could do always an interference gimmick with it. That could definitely work. Oh, yeah, you have. Yeah, that's fine. And it's for 2 matches, so. I'm trying to think on how you could get there. Because I'm assuming. Is Dustin winning the belt at Bound for Glory? Zeta. He's not. Okay, he's just going to resign. John Cena, best young prospect in wrestling. Because, I mean, if Dustin's winning the belt, I mean, I don't know. You could probably have a way to get there somehow, but I'm assuming they're probably both baby faces. So you kind of either have to turn Frankie, probably, if you're building Dustin as your top baby face right now. I also had Jerry Lynn offered. Yeah, see, now that's an easier situation. I love Jerry Lynn in these saves. He's willing to put over everybody. Have you tried to see? Have you asked Jeff if he'll put him over? That'll probably be the easy way to find out if you're gonna get screwed or not. Because then if he says no, then you could set up a feud where Kazarian joins Jarrett and go from there. I guess I don't know. I'm in an ad, by the way. Oh, sorry about that. I think they come like every 30 minutes. I saw something like that. Pietro. All right, I'm good without that. Thanks. All Japan's now getting some deals. Okay. Okay. How close is? We're almost at this finally done. 2 more weeks and we'll have at least level 4. So that'll be helpful. Get us some more merch money. Okay. Now we're at the next Impact. Again, last Impact of July 2002. Locker room incidents. Here we go. Okay, Dave Finlay trained Mickey James a little bit. Okay, cool. AJ Styles and Frankie Kazarian created a great backstage atmosphere. Mark Johnson and Don West have been hanging out. That's all we got. Okay. I'm gonna at least have her manage them. Let's see how I want to get there. I guess I could do something along those lines. I haven't used her at all, so I gotta figure out how I want to just kind of have her show up on the TV at this point. Alright, so we got our opening video package for 1 minute of opening Nitro. Or I'm sorry, not Nitro. Sorry, I was in my head there for my WCW save. for Impact. Sorry. I knew what I meant to say in my head, but it didn't come out that way. Yeah, I keep meaning Impact. Dusty, Jarrett, Jerry Lynn, Shamrock, Conan, Ron Killings can be in that. Scott Hall. Okay. So there's that. So let's do a quick little recap of the main event last week. TNA title match last week. Just so we can have a quick little of that. That's going to be like 1 minute long. There's that. Okay. We'll give that to Dusty as well. We're going to open the show. I think we're going to open it with in-ring segment. Wants to fight Shamrock. So we'll start with that's the first part of it. Let's give that like 30 minutes or so. Cutting a promo. Shamrock's not there. And then let's add a new part. Comes out. Dusty immediately calls for security. It's not done for fighting. That'll be like 2 minutes as well. And then what we're gonna do is next week, Dusty, add a copy, Dusty books, next week, Jeff Jarrett versus Shamrock, inside of a steel cage. That's our main event for next week's Impact. Finally get these two into a steel cage and let that happen. So we have that. All right. Let's do that X Division gauntlet. Let's figure out how I'm gonna do this. Guess it'll be like a 10-person battle royal. Okay. I don't know about dog collar. We'll look at our options. We'll look at that in a second here. Appreciate the follow. Thank you, sir. Alright, so we need Aries in there. We need Sabin in there. We need Daniels in there. Frankie Kazarian in there. Let's throw Guido. Jerry Lynn. Low-Key. Jimmy Yang. Oh, no, he got taken out. We can't have him yet. Let's throw Alex Wright in there. And Sonny Siaki can get thrown in there. And screw it, we'll throw Jimmy Yang in there. There you go. X Division Gauntlet. That's about right. Sure, why not? We'll do 15 minutes for that. I'll give that to Ricky Steamboat. The winner of this is going to be... We're going to have Christopher Daniels be the winner here, I think. Actually, no. It's going to be Guido. We're going to have Guido win. Open match. Throw from ring finish. Do I get eliminations? Yes, I do. Okay. We're going to have Jerry Lynn be number 9. Number 8, Chris Sabin. Number 7 will be Daniels. 6 will be Frankie. Austin Aries will be there, and that should be all I care about there. Okay. So we have Guido is now the number 1 contender to face AJ Styles for the X Division title. Contender for AJ Styles X title. So we have that. Stealing all of his pop for other people. Are you just having him job out pretty much? Okay. Alright, so there's that. So there's the X title. Which I have to go in here. Nope, not there. Go here. Fix this. Where is it? And, take out Aries. And we're going to add Guido as a supporting cast here. And remove him. There we go. So there's that. Alright, so now we need... I want to do a backstage segment. Let's do in Dusty's office. Want FBI tonight. Matches made. So we have the FBI will be facing the Second City Saints tonight here on Impact as well. Let's give that 2 minutes. We'll have that pre-taped. Working the crowd, I guess. Working the crowd, I guess. Dusty is fine there. Off screen, we'll just have Guido. And Tony, and Tony, and Johnny the Bull. Okay, that's that. And FBI, yep, there we go. No, but he still isn't popped for some. Is his segments bad? So we have a second tag match now for this show, but that's okay. Colt Cabana versus Johnny Stamboli and Tony Mamaluke. Alright, let's do a singles match here. He keeps losing pop. That's so weird. Why is... yeah. Alright, let's do... This week we're going to have Abyss face Roadkill. And hope that... because Roadkill's gone after this show, so... we'll have him take him out. And then we'll have Jerry Lynn... confront Abyss next week. Plays out Roadkill post match. I'm trying to make like every segment count here when it comes to what we're trying to build here. Roadkill's the victim. We'll make Jerry Lynn the road agent, which would be kind of hilarious, and then that. Let's get a promo from Shamrock. So because he's the only one on the roster that isn't losing all his matches. But oh, I didn't know that's a thing. Cage match. Okay. that can be backstage. And then Jeff Jarrett's off screen for that. Staff. We'll put Scott Armstrong on that. Okay. Yeah, that's odd. I've never. I know like the one where like they're in a funk is super annoying, where you can't get them to not be terrible in ring. Okay, we're gonna do Ron Killings is gonna be in a match here. I need a heel. Devon Storm, beautiful. I know this show's not going to be a high rating compared to the other ones, but that's okay. Ron Killings getting the win here. And then we're going to have Buff Bagwell attack him from behind. Attacks him from behind, laying him out. So there we go there. Gotta start getting this feud cooking a little bit. We'll see. Let's hope that we can get that feud cooking a little bit. Because I really want to try to get Ron Killings into the main event of TNA here as soon as I possibly can. Victim. Yep. There we go. Good. All good, all good, all good. Okay. So that's done. Let's see. Let's do that tag match. The FBI and the Second City Saints here. Let's give this to Jerry Lynn. Because I want another heel team, I'm going to give the win to the FBI here. We'll have it be a tainted win, just so we can try to keep this going. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that was a thing. See, you learn something new every day. Let's get Scott Hall. Promo. Yeah, his Miami Mansion. So Scott Hall's not here. He is in Miami doing his Scott Hall things. I guess it'll be backstage, I guess. And pre-taped. Have him doing his thing. They are. I'm going to do them right now. I was trying to get the other tag stuff situated here. I think what we're going to do is a backstage segment with them. Let's do this way. Naturals. Backstage. Segment. Alexis LeRae. I think how we're going to pitch this is kind of... I think we're going to turn it into a storyline. I think I'm going to have to kind of be like talking backstage. How should we pitch this? Or she's like an eager rookie, or should be like she catches the eye of one of them and we kind of do it that way? We could kind of have her let's have her walk by, introduces herself, and we'll kind of Yeah. I want to have like a teasing moment here at first though, and until both Douglas and Stevens are smitten with her, possibly setting a love angle. That's kind of how we'll kind of get this started, and then we'll dive deeper as more stuff happens here. This is just kind of to show her on TV with them for the first time. Oops, Jesus Christ. Click one button and it just goes to hell. Let's do character development. Character development. And then we'll have it be a storyline. Naturals. And Alexis Lorray. No, you can just do a storyline with that. Honestly, it might give something to the Naturals now, because I didn't really have anything, so we'll see how this goes. Alright, let's start that storyline. Alright, that started. Let's see, what do we got next here? I want to make sure I have enough time for the main event, so let's do 3 live crew backstage promo on tag title match. I'm hoping, and this is my hope here, is that we don't get a stamina issue for Conan, because I know he does have some issues when it comes to long-term matches, so let's hope for the best here. Let's do one more match. Let's do AJ Styles versus Ken Anderson. Well, Ken Anderson's obviously not going to have a very good rating here, but this is just to get AJ on the card. Should also help them get bigger because AJ is a good talent. Also, when you put her in a match, well, she has no one to face. That's the problem. In 2002, unless you're WWE or New Japan, there isn't really much women talent to work with, but we can use her to help them get more over, I guess. Oh God, Ryan, what'd you do to him? AMW backstage promo. Did you injure him, or is he not in TNA? That's like a year injury, isn't it? Oops, no, not CM Punk. Chris Harris, please. Thank you. Yeah, that eventually we're definitely going to. It's definitely on my to-do list. Actually, what we could do, we could bring in Trinity and kind of create a whole situation where Trinity's with one of them and the other's with the other, and that's kind of how we branch that, maybe. Maybe we try it that way. Alright, let's do Dusty for this. Tag titles. I think we need to do America's Most Wanted here. Needs to win the tag belts. We need to make it known that they're our top tag team. So they're going to win the belts right off the rip here. We are going to do pinfall. Apparently there's a train going by. A near certainty. Yes, we do that. Thank you. Tag titles. And then we're going to... Why are you furious? Well, Conan's not happy, but he's going to lose anyway. So, and then we're going to do the ending of the show, which is Dusty Rhodes handing the tag belts to Storm and Harris to end show. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if it's an issue, then we'll deal with it as it goes on, I guess. But you don't need to win every single match. He needs to let the new guys take the reins there. I mean, they might win the tag belts from him. We'll see, but not right now. Okay. Do I need to hire someone locally. I need to give Conan has been a pain in the butt for me, so I know yeah, this will be fun. Shane Douglas is a pain in these saves. Because I had him in TNA before, and it's awful. He hates losing. I'll do Eddie Colon. Just keep building out Monty Brown. Okay, there's that. Alright. Let's see how this goes for me here. I'm not expecting a high rating, so I'm going to have to be very hopeful. Let's make sure the titles are on the line. Yep, okay. Alright, here we go. Let's see how this goes. Yep, this is a pre-show match. Nothing to really talk about here. Just wanted to give Monty Brown a win. And we featured Eddie Colon. He was backstage with us a couple weeks ago. This is the opening of the show, so like the usual video package for 1 minute. We're slowly gaining people, though. We're over 500 convincingly now of our company, so we're getting there. Jeff Jarrett opens the show. As we talked about, he's going to be pissed off about how Shamrock screwed him last week. Oh, no, this is the recap of how Shamrock screwed Jarrett last week in the TNA title match. This is the promo where Jeff is pissed off that he got screwed over. Dusty says, well, you screwed him, he screws you. You two need to fight. Shamrock hits the ring. Security's coming out and making sure they're broken up. And next week on TNA Impact, for the first time here in TNA, we will be having a steel cage match between Jeff Jarrett and Ken Shamrock. Where's Cage? Boom. Between Jeff Jarrett and Ken Shamrock will be inside a steel cage next week on Impact. Kind of crazy that we're not doing that on a pay-per-view, but we're gonna get there. It's fine. He's complained about my. Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm thinking. West is maybe kind of lead down that road for a bit, and then maybe one of them gets smartened up, and we kind of maybe we turn the Naturals into solo performers at some point. Maybe that's the way we go. Right, he's nonstop complaining about my inner circle. Ah, yes, that's Shane Douglas for you. Oh boy, Alex Wright sustained a swollen elbow. This was the Battle Royal to determine the rankings of the X Division, where we had Guido win the Battle Royal and become the new #1 contender. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah. I mean, maybe we get to a point where maybe they outsmart her and then they kind of ditch her, and maybe she finds different clients eventually. Maybe we go down that road. Kind of have her, be kind of floating. We'll see. There's no rush to the story, so we got plenty of time. 54 on this match here. Like we said, Alex Wright got hurt, and Guido is the new #1 contender. Yep, right here, Guido and AJ Styles. So next week, we are going to have that as the opening contest on Impact. Or maybe not the opening, but the TNA X title will be on the line. Now, do I maybe have Guido win here? We shall see. We'll talk about it. See if that's an option for us. 59 on that rating there. CM Punk and Colt Cabana storm into Dusty's office and chat and tell him that they want to face the FBI tonight. And Dusty says there's no reason why we can't do that, pretty much, and that the match has been made. So it'll be Stamboli and Mamaluke versus CM Punk and Colt Cabana tonight. Not bad. Keep this feud moving up a little bit. Keep it going. Abyss defeats Roadkill in 628 with the Black Hole Slam. Wrestling 42, segment 47. Again, we're just getting Abyss wins here. Trying to get his performance better and his popularity better because they both need work to get where we need him to get. And again, we do the attack thing where Abyss lays out Roadkill, and he's officially written off both of them now, Danny Doring and Roadkill. Next week, we are going to have Jerry Lynn officially confront James Mitchell and Abyss to get that feud up and running. Backstage, Ken Shamrock finds out about his match next week in the steel cage against Jeff Jarrett. He's obviously happy about that decision and excited to make him be in a match where Jarrett can't escape. So that'll be fun to kind of set that match up. Hopefully, the TV ratings don't give me an issue, or the TV thing. And about that good wrestling and decent match from the crowd, Ron Killings defeats Devin Storm in 7:30 by pinfall with a true conviction. 55 wrestling, crowd of 33, segment of 59. Ron Killings of 68, Devin Storm of 42, not bad from the formerly Crowbar. Post-match, though, Buff Bagwell is going to attack Ron Killings from behind, and this feud is officially rolling now. Ron Killings got the upset win over Buff Bagwell last week. So we are going to be pushing this feud, definitely going into Bound for Glory with Buff Bagwell and Ron Killings. 47 on the segment. Wish it was a little bit higher, though. And about that decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. The Full-Blooded Italians score the victory over the Second City Saints in 7:50 when Johnny Stimboli pinned CM Punk with a handful of tights. Everybody got 40s across the board here, pretty much, and both teams have great chemistry. The numbers game just was too much for CM Punk and Colt Cabana, as Tracy Smothers was on the outside of the ring. So not bad here. We'll see kind of where we go from here on this. I think I have an idea how I want to get there, but we'll see where we go. Scott Hall cuts his promo from Miami. Says that next week he'll be in the Impact Zone to watch Ken Shamrock and Jeff Jarrett destroy each other inside a steel cage, as he's still the TNA champion. 75, Scott Hall. I feel like Scott Hall... Santi, thank you, man. Appreciate you. I feel like Scott Hall has become the 75 rating for every promo he does, so I appreciate that very much. All right, so this is the beginning of this storyline with Alexis Leray, Andy Douglas, and Chase Stevens. Wes gave us an idea to kind of do something here, which kind of works out because I didn't have anything for Alexis, so this is nice. So we're just kind of starting it off with the Naturals are backstage, just discussing that they failed in the tag tournament, and Alexis Leray walks up, introduces herself, and both guys are enamored with her. Both can't keep their eyes off her, and that's kind of going to set up this potential angle. So we'll see kind of where we go. We have plenty of time to get this feud, or not feud, but story going throughout the save. So this is a good way to kind of give some character to Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens as well, who definitely have no character skills. So this will be good for everybody involved. Backstage promo with the 3 Live crew, Conan and BG James, both saying they're multi-time tag team champions around the world, and that tonight they're going to prove that TNA is just another company to collect tag team gold. 47 segment on that one. AJ Styles defeats Ken Anderson in 6:44 by pinfall with a Styles Clash. 56 overall in the rating. Ken Anderson we signed just to kind of be a jobber at the moment. He's not much yet in 2002. If this match was 9 years later in Save, this would be a great main event for Impact. But this is just to give AJ Styles a win here on TV and to feature Ken Anderson just to see where he would hang on the grand scheme of things. Chris Harris and James Storm cut a promo backstage. Unfortunately, not the best promo, but that's all right. We're getting there. 42 on the segment there. This is going to be the main event, and I'm a little nervous on what we're going to get for a rating here. I'm going to assume like a 56. 50, okay. Conan was really off his game because he was all pissy that they weren't winning. But our first TNA Tag Team Champions are America's Most Wanted when they defeat 3 Live Crew in 9:38 when James Storm pins BG James with a death sentence. It was a storytelling match. We did use a creative finish to even get this situation. But America's Most Wanted are the new TNA Tag Team Champions, the first TNA Tag Team Champions. As post match, Dusty Rhodes presents the Cowboy James Storm and the Wildcat Chris Harris with the TNA Tag Team titles to end the show. 61 on the segment there. I'm not excited to see what this show rating is. I don't think this is going to be one of our top ones, but we'll see. Yeah, 58. So the first time we're out of the 60s, but we do still increase our popularity, so that's good. Not every show can be a massive hit, so that's okay. Not bad, not bad. But that's pretty much our last show of July. Alex Wright's out for 23 days. That's fine. Not worried about that. Financials, we've already talked about why this is the way it is. I've already fixed it. Popularity increases. All right, Mid-South, Southwest, and Tri-State. All now up to 27. That's good. We'll take that. And we are officially at the end of July here in the next few days. So we're building popularity, guys. We're getting there. We are getting there. It's a slow grind, but we are making progress with our popularity here. Once we hit medium and we really start bringing in some money with the merch and stuff, we can definitely start doing some damage. Let's see. This is going to take forever to load now. That's cool. That's cool. I appreciate y'all watching so far. This has been a fun one. I know the plan is to go till 3:00 today, so we did 4 hours the first night or the first stream. We're gonna do 4 hours on this one as well. So I appreciate y'all coming in and throwing some ideas as well. So it definitely helps. Alex Wright's injured. Yep, Tajiri re-signed with WWE, which is whatever. Don't care about that. 103,000. All right, so we need to get some more viewership here. We can't do house shows yet, right? Yeah, we're too small. Once we hit medium, we can start doing house shows. At least that'll give me something. Okay. Yep. Okay. Keep going. I think once we hit August 1st, we should have our merchandise upgrade as well. So that'll help us out. Once we get to like level 5 or 6 there, we really can start making money with our talent. Because then, like, if we get guys, like a Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, those are guys we need for merch. So definitely would be helpful to get that upgraded as quickly as we can. I know even Scott Hall might be helpful with that, because we desperately need a good merch situation here. All right, let's see. Nothing. New Japan's now got TV deals as well. So that's going to make things harder for us because now all the Japan companies are now in the U.S. All right, we got good backstage situations. Cool. Next day, let's see how it goes. Ryan, how far are you from Bound for Glory? Hi, Dove. Oh yeah, my kitty just decided to walk in and make her announcement. Alright, let's see what we can put together here. Anybody coming? Oh, we got someone that's coming up here from Jackie Garcia. Not really interested in you. No popularity. Yeah, they can keep her. Okay. do want to just shortlist this roster because there's a lot of guys in OVW that I'm gonna want at some point. So but we've already got through July much faster than we did in June, so we're definitely making progress here. Since I'm building towards this triple threat match at Bound for Glory, who do you think we should have win it? Do you think we keep the belt on Scott, or should we put the belt on Shamrock there? You good, man? You good? Ryan, you're 6 weeks out. Okay, so you're still a little bit of ways. How Ring of Honor show go? Nothing really nothing really crazy. Okay, all right. What do you guys think? Should we keep AJ Styles' X title story going as the X champ, or should we have him drop it to Guido and see if we can get Guido a little bit more over? Alright, Roadkill's gone. Cool. Nothing to really report here. It's in 2 days. Oh, we're not going to be ending July. We have one last day in July. Yeah, we don't. There's not really any women that are any good in this mod, though. That's the problem. That's not what I want. Go back up here. There we go. Okay, so we'll keep the X title on that. I mean, I guess we could bring in Daphne, but then it's another heel, so that's kind of... Gail Kim, we could bring in Gail Kim, I guess. We'll see if she's any good. It's a little early in her career, but we'll give her a shot. They're all signed. Wasn't this chick in TNA at one point? I feel like she was. Yeah, the only one I saw there that was worth anything was Gail Kim. So I offered her a deal at least. So we can at least do Gail and something with Lorray there. I think we should really kind of elongate that the Lorray stuff. Like really try to stretch that out, and then we can go from there. Let's check the old Let's see how my fantasy team's doing so far today. Football. While this is loading. Yeah, that's kind of. I think what I'm gonna do on like the pre-show is just have Gail and Alexis just fight every single Impact now on the pre-show. That way, we'll at least get some type of talent going there. Okay. Danny Doring's gone. Yep, that's cool. Kurt Hennig and Shawn Michaels had an enormous bust up. That's always good. Danny Doring's gone, so we don't have to deal with them anymore. I want to see medium risk, very high risk. I have to change this TV thing because otherwise it's not going to let me do that steel cage match. There we go. Alright. One more day to go, and then we are at the final day of July, and then we'll be 2 months into the save. You're not on camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought your camera was on.
No, just a screen.
Oh.
Yeah, once we get through this Impact, we'll be 2 months officially away from Bound for Glory. So we still got quite the ways to go here to get there. Alright. Nope, WWE signing extensions with their TV deal. 3-minute warning just got called up. Oh no, did they just swiped Johnny the Bull, so that just screwed over my FBI storyline. Yep. Because they're just gonna sign him to a written deal. That sucks. Alright, well, that is what it is, I guess, right now. Because it's gonna end up having to be... Yeah, how's that gonna work? Well, at least as of right now, he'll be available, so that's not the massive issue, I guess. Alright. Let's get to this next episode here. Alright, so we know that the main event is the steel cage. We gotta spend some creative energy. Cool. Okay, I need a creative finish for Shamrock or Jarrett, please. Not Scott Hall, thanks. Chris Harris, okay. Well, that was useless, okay. Good job, Colt Cabana. Okay. Backstage creative finish for Christopher Daniels, I appreciate that. Austin Aries getting into arguments with people, that's fine. Okay. And no one, just the injuries. Okay, we can live with that. Alright. Opening video package. Setting up these stories as we go towards Bound for Glory. Being 2 months out, we got to make sure all these storylines are as strong as we can make them at the moment. Alright, let's open the show. We'll do Scott Hall. In-ring promo. The cage tonight. He will face in 2 weeks' time. So, Scott Hall's making his own matches now with this. So he's going to face the winner of Shamrock and Jarrett in 2 weeks on Impact. And I think I kind of know who I want to have win that match. So there's that. I think we gotta have AJ retain here, and I think this is how we're gonna get here. So let's do Ricky Steamboat, next title. AJ's gonna win. I want to keep Guido strong though. Open match, all out, clean win, pinfall, botch distraction. Where's the botch distraction? Botch interference, that'll work. By Johnny Stamboli. Advanced storyline. And then there's no reason to use this. Screw it, we'll use it now. AJ Styles gets the win on that. Okay. Naturals backstage as they get and approach Alexis. Something like that. We'll go with that. She plays hard to get for the first week. With that. That'll be like a quick little 2-minute thing backstage to keep that going. Pre-taped because again they don't have any what's it called? Okay, so keep that going. Let's go to a one-on-one matchup here where it's going to be exclude already booked. Let's do Austin Aries versus Jerry Lynn. That'll be a good match. Give that 8 to 10. Let's give that to Ricky Steamboat. And we'll give the win to Jerry Lynn here. Let's go clean win, pinfall. And I think we're just gonna have Abyss hits the ring, lays out Jerry Lynn. I think that's just kind of where we're going here, because I feel like it's much easier to get the feud up and running this way with the way the Abyss stuff is going. Jerry Lynn, victim. Now we can have a couple weeks of why that happened and yada yada. So we'll keep that going there. Abyss versus Jerry Lynn. We're gonna go backstage. Guido is furious at Stamboli. Better earn his keep against Punk next. So we have a singles bout between CM Punk and Johnny Stamboli coming up next here. Stamboli's already on thin ice. We're pretty much gonna write him out almost immediately because he got called up for WWE, and I don't want to have a WWE talent actually wrestling on TNA. That's just not how that would work. So CM Punk will beat him, and then next week we'll write him out of the FBI. That way we'll only have 3 of them in there. Keep the storyline going. Yeah, that's the plan. Write him off from that. We're going to do a backstage promo with Buff Bagwell. Explaining his attack on Killings due to being embarrassed last week. He calls him a gangsta. Alright, let's do that. So Buff's going to cut a backstage promo to keep this feud up and running. Let's do 2 minutes here. Backstage, pre-taped. Buff cutting a promo. Ron Killings off screen. And we're going to have Buff be in a match in a second here. And we're already halfway through our time here on Impact, so that's good. Buff, you're gonna face. I need a face. You can face Frankie Kazarian. I don't think he's gonna lose anything out of losing to Buff Bagwell here. Let's go 8 to 10. We'll give this to Steamboat. Buff, you're gonna pick up the win. All out. Let's keep Frankie strong. Clean win, pinfall. We're gonna go to Joel Gertner in Dusty's office. Wants to be first team. Challenge for tag belts. Dusty makes match tonight. So that's how we're going to do our first TNA Tag Team title defense. Is going to be coming up shortly here. We're going to let Joel Gertner kind of talk his way into getting his boys a tag team title match. Background player, Christian York, background player. And then off screen is Chris Harris. Off screen is James Storm. Yep, cool. Let's give that to Finley. This is fine. Oh, nope, no stunt bumps. There we go. Thank you. And that's the tag titles. We probably have time to do one more match before the main event, and that's fine. Let's do Low Key versus Chris Sabin. We'll have Low Key get the win here. Because I know that main event's going to have to be long. We'll give Sabin the keep strong. Open match. All out. Clean win. Pinfall. Okay. We need to do... feud recap. It's kind of what we're thinking here. I'll have this be like 3 minutes, I think. That should be fine. Okay, so that's going. And then tag title match now. So we got Joey Matthews and Christian York versus James Storm and Chris Harris. We'll go 7 minutes for this one. Let's go Ricky Steamboat. Tag titles on the line. Keep them strong. Keep Christian York and Joey Matthews strong as we try to build them up. All out, decisive pinfall. Storyline will advance. Now this is where we're going to run into a problem. So the main event for this, we are going to have Shamrock come out on top. So Shamrock will come out on top here. And then we open, slow build, clean win, submission will be the final. Let's hope for the best here. We're way over. Yeah, we're way over. Okay, so this we're going to lower to 6 minutes. This we're going to lower to 7. This is going to become 8 to 10. And then post-match, as he will finally get his shot. Now here's my question for y'all. Do we have Shamrock beat Scott Hall here? Or do we keep the belt on Scott Hall until Bound for Glory? What do we think? Okay, so Impact is booked. Let's do some pre-show matches. Oops. Get some pre-show stuff going here. Back from ads. Gotcha. What do you guys think? Should we have Scott Hall drop the belt to Ken Shamrock when they fight, or should we have Scott Hall squeak it out again and keep building towards Bound for Glory to have Shamrock win the belt there? What do we think? We'll just use this trick to lose to Lexus tonight. There we go. That's at least my assumption with it. Is what we could do with that is, because if we put the belt on Shamrock, then at Bound for Glory we can kind of play a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So we'll wait till Bound for Glory to do it, because the belt is going to Shamrock. So it just depends on when we want to do it. All right, let's roll here. Let's hope this show gets a pretty high rating here. All right, David Young got a good match out of Monty Brown. We love to see it. Monty Brown's getting there. We're getting him to at least a point of we could put him on TV and he not be horrible. Alexis is really off her game. Okay, we need her to stay on her game, please. Here's the opening show video package to open Impact like usual. All of our big name guys are there for that. 58 rating like usual, which for some reason it always hits 58, but whatever. Scott Hall with a huge promo to open the show, saying he doesn't care who wins out of Shamrock and Jarrett. He just hopes they destroy each other, and that in 2 weeks' time, Dusty Rhodes has given him a week to prepare, as well as a week for the person, whoever comes out of the steel cage match, to recover as they go into, in 2 weeks, the TNA title will be on the line as Scott Hall will defend against the winner of Jeff Jarrett and Ken Shamrock. And in our X Division title match, about to have good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, AJ Styles defeats Guido after Johnny Stamboli screws up and hits Guido, leading into AJ Styles being able to hit the Styles Clash for the win. 55 wrestling, 58 segment. Guido actually outperformed AJ in this match. AJ was off his game. The creative finish helped us out, and the storyline has advanced and gained heat. So, good stuff here. We're going to be writing off Johnny Stamboli since he's going to WWE. We got the backstage segment, which this time we got up to a 40, so we're getting better with this. With the Alexis Loray, Andy Douglas, Chase Stevens story here. So the scene is kind of, both guys are backstage, kind of, making sure they look the best here as she walks by like she did last week. And tells them that next week she has a surprise for them. Giving, we'll have it kind of be like they're giving her roses or whatever to try to woo her one way or another, and that she has a surprise for them next week here on Impact. So 40 segment there. Austin Aries and Jerry Lynn had a good match here. Great wrestling, a decent reaction from the crowd. Jerry Lynn defeats Austin Aries in 7 minutes with a cradle pile driver. Wrestling rating of 58, crowd of 30, segment of 58. Both guys actually had a 58 rating, so lots of 58s here. Austin Aries is definitely holding his own here in the X Division, so we definitely could put him back in the title picture without feeling any rating issues there. And Jerry Lynn obviously did great as well. Jerry Lynn does get attacked from behind post-match by the Monster Abyss of all people, as he hits a black hole slam on Jerry Lynn to leave him laying. As Father James Mitchell looks on, Abyss has been attacking people for weeks, and now it looks like he's set his sights on Jerry Lynn here in TNA. 50 on that segment there. Backstage, Guido is pissed that Stamboli screwed over his X Division title match, and that says he was going to send Mama Luke to face CM Punk tonight, but instead you're going to do it. And if you fail, the family will have repercussions towards you, Johnny Stamboli. Again, we're setting this up to write off Stamboli off of TNA. And in a singles bout that didn't have much heat, but it was decent wrestling, CM Punk defeats Johnny Stamboli in 7:30 with a Pepsi Plunge. Wrestling rating of 42, crowd of 23, segment 47. Punk gets the win here. Storyline still continues, as Stamboli will be next week written off completely, as we will set that up. We get a backstage promo from Buff Bagwell, which is awful promo. Come on, Buff. Promo on Ron Killings that he was embarrassed last week when a wannabe gangster beat the Buff with the stuff, and he wasn't going to stand for it. That's why he attacked Ron Killings last week. And tonight he's going to prove that Buff Bagwell is better than a wannabe gangster in Ron Killings. And in a decent match, Buff Bagwell defeats Frankie Kazarian in 5:45 with a blockbuster. Wrestling of 48, crowd of 34, segment of 49. Buff and Kazarian both with 49s, and the commentary helped lift the match, which was appreciated. So good stuff here. Frankie doesn't get anything situated losing that. Backstage, we cut to Dusty Rhodes' office, where Joel Gertner is lobbying for his guys to be the first challengers for the TNA Tag Team titles. Dusty Rhodes actually likes the idea and rewards Joel Gertner and his men Christian York and Joey Matthews, the Bad Street Boys, will be the first title defense for America's Most Wanted for the tag team titles later on tonight. 50 segment there. Gertner and Rhodes both did well with no script, so we take that. And about that, decent wrestling from the crowd, but little heat. Low Key defeats Chris Sabin in 6:35 by pinfall with a ghetto stomp. Wrestling rating of 52, crowd of 19, segment 54. Loki got us a 59 performance and Sabin with a 44. Not bad. I was expecting around this. I was hoping for like a 60, but Sabin's just not quite there yet. But that's okay. Loki did good, though. We get a 3-minute video kind of package of Jeff Jarrett and Shamrock's feud leading up to tonight in the steel cage match. The first one here in total nonstop action. 56 on that. I was hoping for a little higher, but that's all right. And our tag team title match, the America's Most Wanted defeats the Bad Street Boys in 6:41 when Chris Harris pins Joey Matthews with a death sentence. This is defense number 1 of the tag team titles. Ratings are actually good. York of 50, Matthews of 45, Harris and Storm both with high 50s. Lots of chemistry, which is good as well. Segment was overall 52. Not bad. Not bad at all. And then here in our steel cage match to end the show, in a fantastic heat and great wrestling, Ken Shamrock defeats Jeff Jarrett in steel cage in 14:52 by submission. Segment was a 63, 64 in the crowd. Wrestling should have if the wrestling was higher, this would have been a huge rating. Jeff Jarrett and Shamrock 61 and 63. Hey, what's up, mechanic? The TNA title run has advanced, and in 2 weeks' time, Ken Shamrock will get his number one his one-on-one match that he's been wanting for against Scott Hall, where Jeff Jarrett is banned from ringside. So Scott Hall will defend against Ken Shamrock in 2 weeks' time with a 74 rating to end the show. Let's see what it gets us overall for a rating here. 64. We're back in the 60s. Let's go. We increased our popularity in 12 regions, so we'll take that. Impact number 7 is now in the books, and that is the end of July 2002. Popularity, any increases? No, nothing. Okay, that's fine. Do we see anything new? We'll see here. Let's see. We might call it at 2 today. We'll see kind of where we're at. If we're in a good spot to stop, then I might stop it at 2, get some lunch, and then we'll see where we're at. Hopefully we got some people that are available that we can bring in here. New Japan signs graduate and Shinsuke Nakamura. That's a pretty good one. Travis Bain, Tomko. Tomko would be a nice pickup for us. I mean, he's not going to be very expensive. Oh. His popularity is nothing. Yeah, I guess not really. Not really a useful guy for us at this point. Okay, so they can keep him. Gail Kim has been signed, so at least we have another female. Ricky Morton's gone. Okay. Ultimo Dragon is officially back, so we have him now. So that's another nice piece to the X Division. So we got good there. Good. Merchandise. We're going to need one more week to get that. Okay. We're 66 days away from Bound for Glory, so a little bit over 2 months to get there. Backstage, everybody should be good, right? Yeah. No issues there. Have our titles gained any prestige? The X title has, okay. Let's look at our roster here. Our perception. So our major stars are who we expect. We created, alright, so American Most Wanted are stars. AJ Styles is well known. Andy Douglas, for whatever reason, is well known. Okay, Guido's well known. Abyss is recognizable. Daniels. Okay. So we still got a long way. Monty Brown's recognizable now. Okay, that's good. Unless we got one guy from the each tag team pretty much. Why is Ultimo Dragon popularity unimportant? Well, we're going to fix that. And Austin Aries is still unimportant. What is his popularity? Okay, it's getting there. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get through the next couple days, and then once we hit 2 o'clock here my time, so about 9 minutes, we're going to call it here. But what we're going to do is we'll get through these next couple days. Hopefully it'll get us to our final upgrade for merchandise. And then I think my plan is going to be we're going to return. I might stream a little bit of MLB baseball, a little bit in a couple days. But the next wrestling show will be on next Thursday. is the plan. Next Thursday, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time will be our next wrestling one. Oh, we got some stuff going on here. Scott Steiner has come available from. Is it a terrible idea? I don't really care. I'm bringing in Scott Steiner. 57,000 though. Do we have anybody even close to that money? Oh my God, he would be our highest paid guy right off the bat. Ooh, that's so tempting. Do I try to do pay per appearance with him? Because WWE isn't offering him anything. I'm gonna try to do a handshake deal, and we'll see what that gets us. See if we can bring him in. So that'll be nice. Riki Choshu. Oh, he's 50. That makes sense. DDP's being released. Yeah, I figured that. How long is he out for? That's what I want. I want to know how long he's out. That's the one thing that they need to slightly have. I need to know how long this dude's out for. I mean, if he has a broken neck, I mean, doesn't give me anything to work with here. Personal details, maybe? He has hatred of Conan. Alright, well, that's not going to work. Yes, I understand he's hurt, but why is it not? There's nothing I can work with here to figure out how to use it. So I guess we're just going to have to leave that as is for now. Taka, do you want to come back again and do a match or two? Okay, worth a shot. Alright, so we're going to save it here, guys. Like I said, I'm probably going to stream some baseball in the next couple days here, but the next wrestling one will be coming out next Thursday is the plan. 11 a.m. We're going to get right back to it. Try to get through August, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate you guys coming in. Appreciate the new follows as well. I'll see you guys next Thursday when it comes to as we book TNA from day one.